Peace, love, and a bottle of hair grease, y'all. Okay, so I wanted to get into a topic that I wasn't sure how to articulate. I cannot speak. But I wanted to get into a topic that I wasn't sure how to articulate, but I'm gonna do my best to do it because I just pulled some tarot cards and try to figure out what to say, talk about next, and basically was on my subconscious mind. Spirit was like, all right, motherfucker, you gonna talk about this. Okay, so I want to talk about how to identify your humanity or your ego or your lower self with your soul, your subconscious mind, or aka your higher self. Now, as a constant reminder, as a disclosure, okay, you are not the body. Okay, you are not the vessel. You are not the flesh. You are the soul residing in the flesh. You chose to come here. Okay, depending on your planetary positions, you decide, yep, this is where I want to reincarnate to because these are the perfect imageries for me to express myself as a vessel and a soul. Also, you chose to reincarnate on the time of your birth based on the squares or oppositions that you had, based on the lessons that you needed to learn in the human experience, okay? A lot of people, when they get into consciousness, okay, they have the misconception of trying to become a better human, okay? So a lot of people really think not wearing perms no more, eating vegan, motherfucking hugging trees, motherfucking reading books, reading YouTube shit makes you conscious, okay? Which to some degree it does, but the whole purpose of coming into consciousness and coming from metaphysical knowledge to occult knowledge is self transformation, okay? You can do all those shit. You can be a vegan and you cannot wear perms and you can wear dashikis and you can wear crystals and do all this shit but still be dead as a doorknob because you're not transforming the soul, okay? You're trying to transform your human experience, and this is not why you came here. This is not what this shit is about, okay? You came as a soul to learn how to live as a human. You didn't come here to be a human and to find the soul, okay? The soul is eternal. The soul is immortal, okay? Death is merely an illusion, okay? You don't die, okay? You just eject out of this vessel and go into the afterlife or the ethers or the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, whatever. And then you live that life, okay, your afterlife, which is similar to your physical life, okay? And then depending on if you learn the lessons there, you reincarnate and do that shit again. Now, the thing is not to get caught up in the reincarnation trap, okay? The goal is not to reincarnate, okay? The goal is to ascend, not reincarnate on this bitch, and possibly help other souls and other physical beings, maybe on this planet or maybe in other planets or other dimensions, and to help them to get to where you are, okay? Now, a lot of times when you reincarnate into a vessel, you forget that you're a soul within a vessel, okay? You get so caught up in humanity and the people that you call your family and relatives, which are not really your people in your family, you call your relatives. To a certain degree they are, but they're just your earthly attachments, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you're blood related, just because you're relatives don't make you family. Okay, I'm gonna make a video about that too, okay? So a lot of times when people reincarnate here, they forget who they are. This is the purpose of consciousness, is to discover who you are. This is why people say know thyself. Not know thyself as a human, but know thyself as a soul. You have to constantly remind yourself why you came here. Okay, I have a purpose. Who am I? Like, where did I come from? If you're a starseed, what star system did I come from? Like, it takes a lot of one's self-dedication to want to know that, as well as self-discipline, as well as a lot of honest self-reflection and tap into your Akashic, okay? So, a lot of times when we're in our physical vessels, we forget that, like I said, we are souls. And we're operating, a lot of people are operating on their, but then again, a lot of people don't have souls. That's another video for another time. A lot of people forget that they're just in the body, you know what I'm saying? Not just the soul within the body. And so when you do start to, when your soul does start to come more forth and humanity takes a back seat, you'll start to identify what your soul wants to do and what your humanity wants to use. For example, if you have a goal, something that's not practical or something that's not deemable in the physical world, the more your soul tries to come through, the more you try to get in contact with the spiritual world, the more the ego or your humanity would try to survive. So for example, let's say I wanted to be a healer, right? Even though that's what my soul came here to do, I'm recognizing my purpose. The ego and the humanity is going to be like, oh, well, how's that going to pay my bills? Or how is that going to have me obtain my social status? How is that going to help me obtain my bills? And your humanity, your ego will try to talk your soul out of what you truly came here to do. Okay, even for example, when you're actually meditating or having an experiential experience, you're working with magic and things like that. It's your conscious mind or your humanity that would take you out that experience. Okay, so a lot of the times if we're astral projecting or we're lucid dreaming or we're going through some meditation and we see a face and we're actually connected to other deities and beings on the astral realm, it'll be our humanity and our conscious mind that'll kind of logically try to process that so much that it takes us out the experience. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, another example against the ego and the soul is, somebody, for example, okay, so let's say, you're having differences and you're kind of discussing the flaws in religions with the religious person. Okay, your ego is going to want to try to constantly convince this person like, hey, you bitch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Religion was based on is a man-made construct. All religious constructs are just allegorical features that just define something greater, and they're just turned into a fairy tales and story. Like, it's like your subconscious know this, but it's your ego that's want to constantly battle them and prove that they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be careful with that, because what you know, nobody can take away from you. This is why I kind of stopped arguing with people, especially religious people, because nobody can validate my experience. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can define what I've been through. Nobody can define my journey here. Nobody can define me as a soul. I've been here many lifetimes. I've been doing this shit for years. I can't explain my lifetimes to a young soul who needs religion in order to understand the divine source and the divine creation. Okay, so with you coming into consciousness, you have to really be aware of not arguing with religious people, because like I stated in one of my previous videos, you have to understand that a lot of religions are like I said, are like kindergarten for young souls. Now, metaphysics and fucking occult knowledge are for older souls who have reincarnated into vessels, who learn these things, who understands the conjunction between the physical realm, the hidden knowledge, and the divine cosmic source, or the universe, or God, or Allah, however the fuck you want to explain it. So with you being more developed as a soul, there's no point of you arguing with a motherfucker who's obviously a younger soul who can't put together certain sciences when it comes to spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Because spirituality is science. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really be mindful of that. It's not to convince others. Fuck what everybody else has to say. And this is just not to really validate. This is not just for me saying it just for the sake of saying it. It's really the motherfucking truth. I call myself God. It's been times where I express this to other people and they be like, you're not fucking God. I'm not about to argue up and down on who the fuck I am. I know who I am. Do I give a fuck if you think I'm God or not? No, because I am that I am. You just have to find out who the fuck you are. And and a lot of religious people I notice don't know who the fuck they are. Okay, they constantly seeking something outside of themselves, and they're the number one people who are dying of diseases, who are poor, who are fucking going through struggles, who are the most endangered in the fucking world, who are getting killed in the world. It's like I let that speak for them, because they don't know who they are. They don't understand that the power that they're seeking is within them instead of outside of them. Okay, and that also is going to be another video for another time. So the fuck I look like arguing with a religious person about who I am. I am who I am. I've been on this. I have the confidence to know that I've been on reincarnated into a physical vessel many times, to the point I don't need to validate my shit to nobody. I am that I am. I am the Lord, thyself, thy master. I am the captain of my ship. So there's no need for me knowing that I know. This is what the age of Aquarius is about. I know, not I believe, not the age of Pisces, what we're coming out of. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to look for validation for sheeple. That's where your humanity comes here. Your humanity wants to debate sheeple all fucking day. I debate, if I even do that, I debate my equals. Okay, people who are semi-aware of occult knowledge and metaphysical knowledge. Okay, everybody else I teach. You know what I'm saying? If I have my PhD, I'm not gonna and if a kindergartner gets mad at me or tries to debate me on something that they have no knowledge about, a fucking doctor is not gonna debate a first grader on fucking trigonometry because they haven't made it there yet. So the fuck they look like debating a fucking first grader on trigonometry when they haven't made it there. Same thing goes for old souls who are aware of cult knowledge and metaphysical knowledge compared to religious people. So this is where self-transformation comes in. Okay, self-transformation and doing crown chakra work is to not have that attachment to the physical realm and trying to prove yourself to fucking sheeple. Stop. Just stop it. Okay? And if you're God, define yourself as God. Think like a God. Because once you connect this vessel to your subconscious, your soul, your humanity, that's when shit start to line up. That's when you ain't got to worry about shit no more because it's that subconscious that protects you. And I keep telling y'all, there's nothing outside of you. Oshun doesn't exist. Ogun doesn't exist. Horus doesn't exist. Jesus doesn't exist. Allah doesn't exist. Satan doesn't exist. Lucifer doesn't exist. It's just you. There's nothing outside of you, and there's nothing outside of your mind. Okay? And you really, as a soul, if you're claiming you're coming into consciousness, it's not just about learning about Egypt. It's not just about learning who Anubis is. It's learning who Anubis is and then incorporating that into yourself so that you may transform yourself. Not debate with another motherfucker or not debate with other people. That's not what that shit is about. That's your humanity talking. The whole goal is to transcend humanity. Not transcend humanity as in, forget the fact that you got to eat, forget the fact that you got to have money, you know what I'm saying? But it's just not dedicating 100% of your focus on that, okay? Because once you balance your God self with your humanity, that's when all your human problems will work itself out. And I'm attest to that. There's a lot of shit that I worry about, but because I'm so in tune with my godhood and my humanity, most of that shit just goes away. Because I've done the proper work. I know who I am. I can walk confidently in this world, saying that I'm a God. I've been here many times, confidently. And if a motherfucker want to debate me on that, argue with me on that, as a God, I know he's immortal. The fuck does he know? I'm not about to argue with that motherfucker. I'm a God. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing evil. It's just something that I know. I've experienced. This is where know thyself. Know thyself is just more than knowing your ancestors on this earthly plane. Know thyself also transmutes to know who you are on the inside. And that's where, like I said, your humanity comes in. Like I said in my last video, are you a God in a body, or are you a body trying to find God? Because you were a soul first before you reincarnated into this vessel. But a lot of us forget that. And that's something that's really can be detrimental to you, because you're going to be constantly trying to fix humanity. Humanity is not perfect. And what Brother Panic always says, stop trying to perfect a flaw. Stop trying to perfect something that wasn't meant to be perfected. Stop trying to perfect some shit that's already fucked up. You're not going to be a perfect human. Even if you do buy a nice ass house, that house and the money that you have in your bank account is still dependent on the third party. Once that third party goes, aka the government, you have no more money because money doesn't exist. Some people will get what I'm saying. Some people might not get what I'm saying. It may take you 3 or 4 lifetimes to really truly grasp what I'm saying. Do I give a fuck if you understand what I'm saying? Fuck no. I'm just a messenger. My goal isn't to make it conducive to you, to dumb it down for you. I speak on frequency. If you can understand what I'm saying, then you're on the frequency to register what I'm saying. If you're not, then you'll get it maybe in the next lifetime, maybe for 5 other lifetimes after that. I'm just a motherfucking messenger. Okay? So, watch out for your human thoughts, okay? Your human thoughts will keep you, which is kind of over analyzing things that you truly want to do. Like I said, your soul may be like, hey, I want to help people, blah, blah, but then your humanity may be like, you know, how's this going to make you money? How's it going to do that? Blah, blah, blah. You can't do this. You know, that little voice that try to talk you out of shit, that's your humanity. That's your ego wanting to fight. Because like I said, once you start to move towards the spiritual, that's when the physical will constantly try to throw shit at you and trying to be an adversary towards you, because the physical world, or your physical, even your humanity, knows that it's dying off, and your humanity in the physical world is going to do everything that it possibly can to survive, to make you pay more attention to it. And this is where it comes from. This is where your soul comes into play. The strength and the vitality of your soul comes into play. And have a balance. Like I said, don't completely neglect your humanity. Unfortunately, in this vessel, I hate the fact that I have to eat. I hate the fact that I have to fucking worry about money. But it's a balance. I don't pay too much attention to it, but I pay more attention to my soul rather than my body. But I do pay attention to my physical as well. Okay, this is where having a balance is. And that's what true consciousness is. True consciousness isn't fucking learning about Egypt and learning about Mesopotamia, okay? Because if you understand the ancient sciences, all they were talking about was the soul and death. This is why the Egyptians studied death more than life, because they understand the soul had an important play in regards to humanity. They knew humanity was flawed. They knew humanity was fucked up. They knew humanity wasn't shit. This is why they have the Book of the Dead. This is why a lot of Egyptians value death so much, because they knew that's when you were at your true self. Okay? And stop being fucking afraid of death. This is not saying walk into the middle of the street and welcome death. No. You welcome death when you are 100% sure that you carried out the mission that you were supposed to do in this physical vessel. I welcome death. But I don't welcome it no time soon, because I know I still have some work to do. Now, once I feel like my soul is telling me, all right, you did your part, you know what I'm saying? You helped humanity the best way that you can. You prepared them for this, for the upcoming events. Then that's when I can go, and that's when I can go and be into my godhood. I'm not afraid of death, because I understand it. I've experienced it so many times, but a lot of young souls have only experienced death probably 1 or 2 times, and it still subconsciously scares them. This is why, like I said, a lot of people, need religion to kind of have them grasp death. But it's grasping death through somebody else's experience, not your own experience. And this is where you have to be careful. This is where the illusion from the age of Pisces comes in. So please, I hope that I was able to have y'all identify between your humanity, your ego, and your higher self and your soul. Understand, you are not this body. You are the soul residing in this body. You came here for a purpose, but it's up to you to figure out why you came here. Everybody has a purpose, but most of these motherfuckers running in here are just gods stuck in a body who got too caught up in humanity, and then when they die, they gonna be like, fuck, I gotta do this shit over again. So, with that being said, I was really channeling that much. I don't even remember what the fuck I said, but with that being said, give me your opinions and comments, and anybody interested in the occult, let me know your experiences and the things that you learned, because I also, as an occult, somebody who's into the occult, I always want to learn. I'm not about to make a corny ass closing. I'm just keep it real. I always want to learn. Anything that you can refer me to help people, or anything that you experience, please let me know. Like I said, I'll post all my social media in the description below, as well as I am doing natal chart readings. So please don't forget about those. with that being said, I love y'all so very much. Thank you all for y'all support and just being so supportive in regards to me and my journey as a soul. And I love y'all so much, man. Y'all just don't know. Bye.